Onto the final for the Rotax heavy class. Matthew Hamilton off the pole, Simon Hunter from 2, Philip Saunders starts out of position 3, Aaron Cunningham from 4, Christchurch's Adam Boot from grid 5, and Auckland's Ryan Hallier starts out of grid position 6. All of the drivers running the FR125 Rotax water-cooled engines as we get the start. Matthew Hamilton through to the lead, and he's dominated the weekend so far. Normally used to seeing Matthew running in the lights class, but no Rotax lights this weekend, as most of the runners are running in the Premier classes, the Formula 100 and the ICC classes. So there was no Rotax lights, so a lot of the light guys have put weight on. They've put lead on the karts, and they're contesting the 180 kg Rotax heavy class. Christchurch's Matthew Hamilton, current New Zealand Yamaha light champion. Has a quick look over his shoulder. Back to second, and it's Hamilton's Philip Saunders trying to keep him honest. Christchurch's Simon Hunter back there in third in the 42. So a big field, 22. All of the drivers have to weigh up at a minimum all-up weight of 180 kg, driver and kart at the end of each race. This is the final for Rotax Heavy. All running the same engines. FR125 Rotax water-cooled, 125cc. Electric start. They run a little limited slip clutch to get them off the line. They're not a performance clutch. Great little package, but what they're allowed to do is run different chassis combinations. So at the moment we've got the Arrow chassis out in front with Matthew Hamilton, Mike Wilson chassis from Italy in second with Philip Saunders. Then we go back to the Techno, another one of the European chassis brands with Christchurch's Simon Hunter. Hunter, the current New Zealand Yamaha heavy champion. Also a very, very good road racer. Super kart type karts, and the Rotax is running full fairings, running on the big tracks around New Zealand, Manfield, and of course Ruapita down in Christchurch, Simon Hunter's home track. So Hunter just crouching down behind the steering column, trying to minimise the air. Up the big straights, he's now got some pressure coming from behind from Aaron Cunningham and the Cunningham Construction CRG. The third of the Cunningham brothers. Mitch Cunningham's already won the Formula 100 CIK Trophy of New Zealand title. This is Auckland's Brock Barry in the Dodson's Auto Spares number 87. In behind him is the current 3NZ, Nicky Mills out of Christchurch. 43 Mike Mail, another youngster out of Mount Wellington and Auckland. Just a big pass up the inside of Mills, picks up the position. So Brock Barry's just broken away from the chasing two behind him. Mike Mail, Nicky Mills, Brock Barry and Mike Mail both usually run in the Rotax lights class as well. Difference between the two classes is 20 kilos. The lights weigh up at 160 kg, the heavies at 180, and the different weight classes just allow the more generously proportioned drivers to compete within their own weight. But out front at the moment, no one's got anything for Matthew Hamilton, former New Zealand Rotax light champ, has raced in the Toyota Racing Series for the last couple of seasons. In fact, won the Lady Wigram Trophy last year at his home track at Ruapuna in Christchurch. Big battle for second. Philip Saunders under pressure here from Simon Hunter. Aaron Cunningham closing in behind them in fourth. So we've got four different chassis manufacturers inside the top four at the moment as Hunter goes down the inside, under brakes and sideways through clubhouse turn. Saunders gets him back off the exit. Not a good idea to try and go through the kink off the end of the pit complex side by side, and Saunders pulled out of the manoeuvre. That's given the second spot to Christchurch's Simon Hunter. Christchurch drivers 1 and 2. Saunders the top local hope here in Hamilton in third, but he's under pressure from Aaron Cunningham. Current North Island Rotax heavy champion. Running the CRG chassis. Hunter works through this fantastic left-hand sweeper at Hamilton. So we've got a three-way battle for second. Simon Hunter, Philip Saunders, Aaron Cunningham. Another driver just coming into the picture off the back of that group. Saunders has a look over his shoulder. You can see Cunningham right in behind. Big gap up front to Matthew Hamilton. We'll get a look at it here as Hamilton's already through the second turn. There's Hunter through turn 2 now. So a big gap for Hamilton, who hasn't been beaten this weekend. He won all through heats and the pre-final. He top qualified with a time of 40.144 seconds. A full 4/10 quicker than anyone else on track. So Hamilton has not been headed this weekend. In Hamilton, the Challenge Cup for the Rotax Heavy class, the CIK Trophy of New Zealand, presented by Karts. To make their way down off the Karts hairpin onto the main straight at Hamilton. Saunders has got his hands full there. Cunningham just dropped the left rear off the track off the exit of 1. Saunders trying to keep the kart as straight as possible. You don't want to get these karts sideways. You lose momentum off the corners. Before you know it, the driver behind you is going to sneak through and pick up the position. So this is the battle for 3rd and 4th on track. Saunders and Aaron Cunningham. Simon Hunter's just broken away from this group. He's got 3 car lengths between himself and Saunders. Think back there in the 5th position is Christchurch's Adam Boot, 34, running the Cosmic chassis. So Matthew Hamilton looking to pick up yet another title. So much depth in all of these fields competing this weekend in Hamilton. So many national championships with well over 120 drivers here for the weekend, and also drivers from Australia competing in the 3 premier classes, which we've already seen. But this is the support classes. Second final of the weekend for the coverage. 3 more to go after this. Matthew Hamilton continues on, cruising to the win. The final for the Rotax Heavy class. Hamilton family, been involved in kart sport for many, many years. Matthew's sister Fiona, another former New Zealand Rotax Light champion. She's also competed in the Toyota Racing Series. Matthew and Fiona's dad, John, legendary name in kart sport with so many national titles. But here's Matthew Hamilton. He takes the win for the final of Rotax Heavy. Simon Hunter 2nd. And here's confirmation of the results. Hamilton, Hunter, Saunders take out the top 3. Aaron Cunningham 4th. Adam Boot 5th. Michael Mayle rounds out the top 6 from Mount Wellington and Auckland.